What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. And it's kind of like a grungy day in Bogota today. Like, I don't know what the word is, but it's like not a really nice day. Like, just thunder, lightning, and in general, like Bogota is pretty, compared to a lot of other big cities. It's still got like a lot of nature and like trees and mountains and stuff, but it feels a little bit like being caged, like, because the weather is always pouring rain, like pouring. And right now it's just, I mean, you might hear some thunder, just like boom, boom, and it feels kind of scary to be outside when it's like that. And then also, it just, the area that we're in isn't very safe, and so like it's hard to just go outside for a walk. And so for a few reasons, I'm excited to be in a place back in a small town again and stuff like that. And also just want to address some of, before I kind of go into this video, I want to address some of the reactions to yesterday's video. Like, I talked about just the lifestyles in the US and how just the standard lifestyle in the US, what is acceptable, what is considered like normal and mainstream in the US is not very healthy. And yes, we have modern medicine, but also like we kind of have this normalized lifestyle and way of going about medicine and like treating people that to me is not very healthy. But I also noticed that like people get really angry about this, and it almost like makes me feel like, okay, what I said was correct, because I basically said that this was it was so normal. Like, there are certain very unhealthy lifestyle behaviors that are so normalized and so like mainstream that if anyone says anything criticizing it, then it like, people will get really angry, and because it's just like almost like a religion, like a cult, like brainwash. And of course, in the comment section, there's a bunch of people that are very angry, and like, you're kind of proving my point. Not to be like so smug about it. I don't care. Like, I don't care what your lifestyle is. I'm just telling you what works for me, and I'm telling you, they're in the same breath that people are like, yeah, everything you're saying is wrong, and you don't know what's up, and you don't know what's good for you don't know what's good, right? In the same breath as people saying that, they'll also say, you're privileged and your life is awesome, and like you're so lucky, and like, not everybody gets to have what you have. And it's like, which one is it? Is what I'm saying helpful? Like, are my habits, is my lifestyle, like, are the things that I'm telling you that I do, these are things that I'm practicing for myself. Like, are these things that I'm saying that and I don't actually practice everything, like, I'm still improving. These are things that I tell myself because I genuinely think it's better for my life. I genuinely don't want to be stuck in a pattern where I'm paying thousands of dollars every month out of pocket for prescription meds that are long-term damaging me. You know what I mean? That are keeping me stuck in a system. You can if you want to, but I'm just telling you why I don't. You know what I mean? And so if you think that makes me privileged, maybe you want some of the privilege. You know what I mean? But if you think that it makes my life shitty compared to your life, then that's a really good reason to not listen to me. Do what you're doing. Do what makes you happy. Because the truth is, like, I don't know what's good for you. You know what I mean? Maybe what's good for you is to have a sedentary 9-to-5 lifestyle where you just sit in a dark room all day, never go to the gym, never meditate, just sit and watch Twitter all day. By the way, Twitter makes me so depressed because, like, especially when it's like the weather is like this all day, and then it's not so safe, and you're kind of cooped up inside this like high-rise building, and then just scrolling through Twitter all day. That makes me depressed. But maybe it doesn't make you depressed. Maybe you should do that. You should just stay at home, sit down all day, don't work out, don't do anything, and just fill the void with like all kinds of, don't get any sunlight, don't go outside, wear your mask, sit in front of your TV, sit in front of your computer, and just all day fill the void with all the vaccines and prescription meds and modern medicine your body can handle. Just take all of it in and just do that, and don't go to therapy, and don't, like, if that works for you, then it works for you. That's modern. Good. I'm happy for you, because then it means that I'm wrong, and maybe it will make me a little more optimistic about the future of the country. So, and I don't even know how you're affording all of that. I know that I wasn't able to afford it, and that's why I got out of it. So, maybe that makes me privileged, or maybe I found a system that was very flawed, and I ran to another system that actually worked for me. So, like, just like, stop like getting clouded with all your emotions about what I'm saying, and just think about what's good for you. If it's good for you, take it. If it's not good for you, don't listen to anything I'm saying. And like, I don't even know, at this point I don't even know what this video is about, but another thing that I see on the internet that I've been seeing a lot, not just from the left. The left has always been, very pro-censorship and pro-government regulation and like silencing people. And, Alex Jones said something we don't like. Let's just fine him and put him in jail and just like destroy his life. The left has always been like that, it's fine, it's expected. But now the right is becoming like that too. The right is becoming, and not even about me. It's like, when I scroll through Twitter, I just see everybody being like, all right, we don't like this, let's regulate this. We don't like this, let's regulate this. We don't like, someone said, gosh, I'm trying to remember who, and it's just like mainstream people on the center or right that you wouldn't think are very pro-government regulation and government like tyranny, and they're just like, so-and-so said this should be regulated, so we shouldn't be. You know what? It's nobody's responsibility other than your responsibility to make sure that you're getting the right information. You know why? There's all kinds of conflicting information in the world. There's all kinds of conflicting religions. How is religion not being censored? Religion is like literally made up. You know what I mean? And you can say your religion isn't made up, but you'll agree with me that somebody else's religion is probably made up, right? So if you can think that, and you're not going and trying to like put a regulation on allowing those people to express their thoughts or opinions, without going to jail, then why is this any different? Why does everything everybody say on the internet or ever have to be met with like some kind of legal action, like some kind of government tyranny? And since when have people on the right become so obsessed with like controlling everything that they see? And and I guess it was always like this with like the religious stuff or like the trans stuff, like we don't want our kids seeing like sex education or whatever, and like that's a totally different topic actually. But I just see just so much negativity coming in, and it all proves my point about like why I'm really glad to not be in the US right now, because of this just bad energy, but I don't, it makes me sad that the people that I care about, which are the people that follow this channel, are like spiraling under these conditions. And I know that I would be feeling like you also if I didn't make this dramatic switch in my life. And so like I don't fault you for it. It just makes me sad. It makes me sad that you're like not seeing what is clearly happening, and you're coming at me for just expressing things that work for me. Because you know what? Like, if something makes me happy and it makes my life better, I want to share it with the people that I care about. I'm not telling, and I feel bad that it sounds like you guys, I'm saying that your lives are shitty. I have no idea. There's so many people, different people that watch this stuff. What I'm saying is targeted at me a few months ago when I was living in the United States. That's who this is targeted at. It's targeted at me a few years ago when I was living in Washington, D.C. And, I was stressed out of my mind. And people around me were saying, well, you should see a psychiatrist. And I went to see a psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist said, and I was starting to go regularly. And every time I went, the psychiatrist had another prescription for me. I'm getting bored at work. I hate my job. You know why I was getting bored? I hate my job because because deep down I knew that I wasn't meant to do that. But the psychiatrist was like, all right, here's a prescription for Ritalin. Okay, another thing. I'm feeling stressed out. My mom's coming to town and I don't know if I'm going to be ready for my mom coming to town. I'm feeling stressed out. So you know what he said? Okay, instead of being like a normal person and telling me, hey, why don't you have a conversation with your mom and tell her that you're not ready, or tell her, hey mom, I'm gonna have some things are gonna be in the air when you come. I hope you're ready, right? Instead of being a normal person, in my opinion, the psychiatrist quickly gave me a prescription for Seroquel. I don't know if you've ever heard of Seroquel, how strong it is, and it was a very high dosage. And he said, take this every single day until your mom comes to town. So I started taking it. The first day that I started taking this really strong prescription dose of Seroquel, I just passed out. I was not functional. And that wasn't the only thing that he prescribed. I mean, there was just a list every single time. And I thought that this was normal because everybody around me, the culture around me was telling me like, hey Pardes, if you're stressed out, if you're going through this stuff, you probably need meds. You probably need prescription meds to take care of it. And all these meds, started to have side effects. I kind of went through this for about a year when I was in DC, and it was just kind of an experiment. It was my first time seeing a psychiatrist, and this was the best psychiatrist in his field. He really was like top of the line, and it cost $270 to just see him for 15 minutes. Okay, no health insurance accepted. And even with health insurance, these meds were so incredibly expensive. I remember one pill, and I might have mentioned this in my other video, cost like $600 for one bottle. And I think I was taking I had like a combination of like 3 bottles, 3 different stuff at a time. And I started to have memory loss. And there was a lot of stuff. One of the he wanted to prescribe an antipsychotic drug. Seroquel, I think, is also considered an antipsychotic drug. The ADHD meds, like all these things. If it helps you, I'm very happy for you. But for me, what I saw was that it was a lot of things. And then on top of that, I was like, okay, I'm having memory problems, memory loss. His solution was, all right, here's another drug that will help with the memory loss that is a symptom of that other drug. So I'm just telling you what I experienced, and I'm telling you the things that I wish that somebody would have told me like a few years ago when I was struggling. And I wish someone would have told me, hey Pardes, there's nothing like biologically wrong with you. You don't need all these maybe you can as a temporary, bandage, but what you really need to do is change your situation. You don't belong in DC. DC is a very toxic place. A few months ago, hey Pardes, you can rent out your place instead of working your ass off at a restaurant to pay for this lifestyle that you can't afford. So change your situation. That's what I wish someone would have told me a few months ago. And I did actually change it. And so when I make these videos, I'm not I don't want my viewers to feel like I'm making you, I'm telling you your life is shitty, because I don't know your life. I don't know what you guys are dealing with. These videos are, in my heart, a way to help younger Pardes. And by younger Pardes, I mean Pardes a few months ago, a few years ago, that was living in the US and struggling. Okay? this is by no means medical expert, and it drives me nuts. It's a pet peeve of mine when I see people on the internet, getting all like gung-ho government tyranny regulation on any single person that says something that they don't like. Okay? It's not going to happen. There's still going to be people like me on the internet saying things that you don't like. Just don't turn it on. Don't watch it. But this makes me feel good because this is something that I wanted to hear like a while back. Okay? So if it doesn't help you, if you want to keep like living that lifestyle and it actually is good and healthy, happy lifestyle, you know what? This shouldn't make you so mad. It shouldn't make you so mad. You should be laughing at me and being like, ha ha ha, Pardes, she's a weirdo and she's a nutcase and she's in Colombia and her life sucks. And then you should go and eat your whatever you're eating today and enjoy and turn on the TV and kick back your feet and relax. And anyway, I will see you guys in the next video.